All right, welcome in everyone for another deep dive. This time, we are headed to the world of competitive ballroom dance.
Ooh, exciting.
It is, and we're going to learn about it all through this amazing couple, Dr. Jang Se-hyung and Adele Jang. We've got interviews with them, some news articles, and even a clip from a documentary.
Wow. Sounds like we've got lots to unpack.
We do. So are you ready to waltz into a world of, well, passion and athleticism and some really interesting cultural connections too?
I am so ready. Let's do it.
Okay, so first of all, who are these Jangs?
Well, they're a Korean-British couple, and get this, they've represented multiple countries in dance sport competitions.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, and they've won tons of awards, championships. I mean, Dr. Jang is actually considered one of the few 19 dance specialists in the whole world.
Okay, wait, what does that even mean?
It means he's mastered all 19 recognized ballroom dance styles. I mean,
That's incredible. I can't even imagine.
most dancers, they spend their whole careers focusing on just one or two styles.
Right, exactly. To be able to excel in, everything from the Viennese waltz to, a fiery paso doble, it's unbelievable.
It really is. It takes an incredible amount of dedication, pushing yourself physically and mentally and just constantly learning.
Yeah, I can only imagine just you have to become an expert in not just the technique, but also the music, the storytelling part of it, the different cultures.
Absolutely. It's a holistic pursuit.
Yeah.
You need so much knowledge and skill. Wow.
Okay, well, let's go back a bit. How did this power couple meet? Because I hear their love story is pretty amazing.
It is, yeah. So they actually met while Dr. Jang was getting his master's degree at NYU. They met as dance partners.
Oh, how romantic.
Right. And apparently Adele says she felt an instant connection, like the moment their hands touched.
Wow.
She even moved to the U.S., to keep dancing with him. Then later they moved to Korea together.
Wow, that's a big leap of faith.
It really is. But it shows how strongly they felt about each other, both as dancers and as partners.
Yeah, and it makes you think about Dr. Jang's philosophy. He says that dance is a way to learn how to live together. Do you think his relationship with Adele, being this cross-cultural couple, influenced that idea?
That's a good point. When you think about it, dance really does require understanding your partner.
Right.
You have to compromise, adapt, and communicate without even speaking.
Yeah, it's finding that rhythm together, isn't it?
Yeah, like a synergy between two people.
And those are all the same things you need to navigate a cross-cultural relationship, right?
Exactly. You're constantly learning about each other's perspectives, trying to honor your own traditions, but also embrace your partner's traditions.
It's like a dance.
It really is a constant give and take, learning and growing.
That's beautiful. So they have a son now, Sung-hee. What's their family life like?
Well, they seem to have a pretty normal family life. There's this really sweet scene in the documentary where they're practicing and, it's not in some fancy studio. They're actually in their apartment complex's basketball court.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, and little Sung-hee is right there with them, just playing on his iPad. It's pretty adorable.
Oh, that's great.
It shows how they're managing both competitive dance and being parents.
And it also kind of shows how even top dancers might not always be making a ton of money.
Right. Even champion dancers often struggle to find sponsors, make ends meet. It's tough.
Wow. It really makes you admire their passion even more.
It does, doesn't it?
They aren't letting anything stop them.
Yeah. But it makes you wonder what keeps them going. I mean, is it just the love of dance? Or is there something more?
Right, some bigger ambition,
Yeah, like what's driving them?
Well, they have mentioned wanting to represent England in a competition, which is a big goal.
True.
And I remember Dr. Jang saying, dance is a way to learn how to live together.
That really stuck with me. It makes me think maybe it's not just about winning for them.
Yeah, maybe it's something bigger.
Like connecting with people through dance.
Sharing their passion.
Promoting understanding between different cultures.
Exactly. They really do seem to embody those values. It's inspiring, isn't it?
It really is. Makes you think about what living together really means, especially for them.
Yeah, good point. Is
Yeah.
it about finding harmony with your partner on the dance floor? Or even maybe between different cultures and their performances?
That's something to think about.
Okay, so speaking of cultures, Dr. Jang has this vision of combining taekwondo with ballroom dance.
Oh, yeah. No, that's got to be interesting to see.
It does, right?
Yeah.
But it's also pretty innovative, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, to combine a martial art with ballroom dance.
It's pretty bold.
It is, but it's not just about the spectacle of it.
Right.
I mean, he's a 6th-degree black belt in Taekwondo. It's obviously a big part of his Korean heritage.
I wonder if this is a way for him to, kind of honor his roots.
Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. to showcase Taekwondo in a different way on a global stage.
Yeah, like he's creating a dialogue between these two very different worlds.
Right, finding that unexpected harmony between two different cultures and art forms.
It's really fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of blending cultures, how has Adele adjusted to life in Korea? That must have been a huge change.
It was. I mean, we get to see it all in the documentary. You see her struggles at first with the language and customs.
I bet.
It's very relatable for anyone who's ever felt like an outsider.
There's this one scene, she's trying to cook Korean food with Dr. Jang's sister.
Oh.
You can just tell she's determined to get it right.
She's embracing the culture.
Yeah, but it's clear it takes time and patience and a good sense of humor.
Absolutely. But we also see it from Dr. Jang's perspective. You know, he wants her to feel comfortable. He's proud to share his culture.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Right. He even tries to teach her Taekwondo.
That's adorable. I love that.
It's not just about her adapting. It's about them building a life together.
Yeah, and a life that respects both of their backgrounds.
Exact.
Their relationship really embodies that living together idea.
It does. It makes you think about the qualities that help them navigate those cultural differences.
Like, what do you think? What's their secret?
I don't know. Maybe it's their communication, their sense of humor, just being open to learning from each other.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it shows that their success isn't just about talent or ambition.
Yeah.
It's about how strong their partnership is, their support for each other.
And their ability to find that common ground where their worlds intersect.
So true. So I know Dr. Jang isn't just a performer, he's also a dance teacher.
He is, yeah. He teaches at a university in Seoul.
Wow.
And it makes you wonder, what kind of teacher is he? Someone who's mastered so many styles.
Right. Is he super strict? Or maybe more of a playful, encouraging type?
That's a good question.
Seems like he probably has a bit of both. You know, you don't get at his level without being serious about excellence.
True.
But he also seems to really love sharing his knowledge, you know, inspiring people.
Yeah, he has that spark.
It makes you think about the role of mentors in general,
It does.
not just in dance, but in anything. you
Yeah.
know? Who are the people who've pushed us and guided us?
That's a good question for our listeners.
It is, isn't it? We're all shaped by the people who believe in us, right?
Absolutely. Okay, but let's get back to this Taekwondo and ballroom dance idea.
Oh, yeah. I'm really curious about the music. What kind of music would even work for that?
Right. Would he stick with the traditional ballroom music? Or maybe add in Korean percussion?
Oh, that would be cool.
It would. And what about the costumes? Mixing traditional Korean clothing with like flowing gowns and tuxedos.
I can't even imagine what that would look like, but it would be amazing.
It'd be visually stunning. A real fusion of cultures.
I can't wait to see what he comes up with.
Me neither. Now, we can't forget about Adele's family.
True.
Her mother's actually a chief judge for the World Dance Teachers Association.
Whoa, talk about pressure.
Right.
But it also says a lot about the respect Dr. Jang has in the dance world.
It does. Even someone as critical as Adele's mom recognizes his talent.
I wonder if she's ever given them tough feedback.
Probably.
It's probably a mix of tough love and support.
Yeah. And it just shows how important family is in any demanding field.
It's that network, you know, that gets you through the hard parts.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about the financial struggles they've faced, practicing in unconventional places.
Yeah, they've been really open about that.
It makes you think, what keeps them going?
What is it? Pure love of dance. Or something deeper.
Right. Maybe a sense of purpose that goes beyond just winning.
Like using dance to connect with others, bridge cultures. You know.
I think it's a bit of everything.
Yeah, probably.
It's so inspiring to see.
It is. Okay, so do you remember how Adele talked about that instant connection she felt when she first held Dr. Jang's hand?
Oh, yeah. I wonder what he says about that moment.
Right. Was it love at first dance for him, too?
Or did it develop over time?
That's a good question.
And I wonder how it's changed over the years as they've built a life together.
It's probably grown even stronger.
That's so sweet.
Eh.
What do you think makes a partnership last, especially in a field like this?
I guess it's shared passion, respect, maybe a sense of humor.
And just a really deep understanding of each other.
Yeah. Like knowing each other's souls.
That's beautiful. I think we've only just scratched the surface of the Jang story.
Oh, yeah. There's still so much more to explore.
Let's continue our deep dive in the next part.
Sounds good.
We'll get into even more about their lives, their careers, and what makes them tick.
I can't wait.
Me too. So everyone, stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive into the incredible world of Dr. Jang Se-hyung and Adele Jang.
See you there. So, we were talking about how the Jangs have faced some financial challenges.
Where?
It makes you wonder how that affects their relationship, right? Especially with the pressure of competition and all.
That's a good point. It can't be easy.
No, not at all. But, they seem to handle it really well.
They do.
Maybe it even strengthens their bond in a way.
How so?
Well, they've had to rely on each other, be resourceful.
Right.
Maybe it forces them to communicate even more, to problem solve together.
That makes sense.
They see each other at their best and worst,
Yeah. And they've chosen to be open about it,
They have.
which I think is really admirable.
It is. Okay, so we talked about Dr. Jang's vision of combining Taekwondo with ballroom dance.
Yes. I'm still so intrigued by that.
Me too. It's like, how do you even begin to blend those two styles?
I know, right? Taekwondo is all about sharp, powerful movements.
Exactly. While ballroom dance is known for grace and fluidity.
It's almost like opposites attracting.
It is. But maybe that's what makes it so interesting.
True.
It's about finding that point where those opposites can meet and create something totally new.
I wonder what the music would be like.
Right. Would he use traditional Korean music? Or maybe mix it with classic ballroom tunes?
Ooh, or even something completely original.
That would be awesome. And what about the costumes? I can't even imagine.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's like, how do you blend the traditional dress of Taekwondo with the elegance of ballroom attire?
It's going to be visually stunning, whatever he comes up with.
I can't wait to see it.
Me neither. Okay, but let's shift gears for a bit and talk about Adele's family. Specifically, her mother, who's a chief judge in the dance world.
Right, we talked about that before. It must be a lot of pressure for them.
Oh, definitely. But it's also a sign of respect for Dr. Jang's talent.
Absolutely.
Even someone with such a critical eye recognizes his skill.
It makes you wonder what kind of feedback she gives them.
I know, right? Is she super strict? Or maybe more supportive?
Yeah, probably a bit of both.
Probably. But, it's interesting to think about how her perspective might have influenced their journey.
Yeah.
Did she push them to be even better? Or maybe help them stay grounded?
It's like having a built-in expert advisor.
Exactly. Someone who knows the ins and outs of the dance world.
Okay, so shifting gears again, let's talk about the Jang's decision to move to Korea. Yeah, that was a big life change.
It was. And it was a huge cultural shift for Adele.
Absolutely. She had to adapt to a new language, new customs, a whole new way of life.
I can't imagine how challenging that must have been.
She talks about feeling like an outsider at times.
Which is understandable.
But she also seems to have embraced it all.
She did.
She learned the language, the customs.
And Dr. Jang was there to support her every step of the way.
It's a testament to their love, isn't it?
It really is. And, it makes you think about what it takes to make a cross-cultural relationship work. For sure. Communication, patience, understanding.
And a willingness to step outside your comfort zone.
Definitely.
So, we keep talking about Dr. Jang's philosophy, that dance is a way to learn how to live together.
Yes.
What do you think he means by that?
Well, I think it's about more than just steps and routines. It's about the connections we make through dance.
Yeah.
The way it can bring people together.
Regardless of their background.
Exactly. It's a universal language.
And it teaches us how to communicate, how to work together.
To find harmony.
And maybe even to understand each other better.
I think that's at the heart of his philosophy. It's amazing how the Jangs managed to stay so grounded despite all their success.
It is, isn't it?
I mean, they've achieved so much, won awards, traveled the world.
Right, but they never seem to lose sight of what's important.
Exactly.
Like family, their students, their passion for dance.
It's inspiring, really.
It is. Okay, so we've talked a lot about Dr. Jang's philosophy, how dance is a way to learn how to live together.
Yes, it's such a powerful statement.
It is. But what does it actually mean?
Well, I think it's about connection, isn't it?
Connection.
Yeah, connecting with your partner, with the music, with the audience, and maybe even connecting with yourself.
I like that.
It's about finding that harmony, that shared experience that transcends differences.
That makes sense.
And maybe it's also about learning to navigate challenges together.
Oh, yeah, like the challenges they faced in their own lives.
Exactly.
The financial struggles, the cultural differences.
They've had to learn to adapt, to communicate, to compromise.
And to support each other through it all.
Exactly. I think that's what Dr. Jang means by living together.
It's about finding that balance, that sense of unity, even when things are tough.
Right. And maybe it's a lesson we can all apply to our own lives.
I think so.
Aye.
Okay, so before we wrap things up, I just want to say how impressed I am with the Jangs.
Me too.
They're not just incredible dancers.
Yeah.
They're also inspiring people.
They really are.
Their story is a reminder that we can achieve amazing things when we follow our passions.
And when we support each other along the way.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's a great note to end on.
I agree.
So thank you, everyone, for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Dr. Jang Se-hyung and Adele Jang.
It's been a pleasure.
I hope you learned as much as I did.
Me too.
Until next time, keep on dancing.
Keep on dancing.